Hello everyone, Seraphin here, welcome back for more Pokemon Soul Silver. When I last left you guys, we defeated our rival, albeit to mixed success, I guess. Coughing, eh? I don't have one of these yet. I don't know if Coughing's all that great. I know I said that about Ekans already too, but I really mean it with this one, so, you know, we'll try to catch it, why not? Couldn't really hurt anything. Having Will-O-Wisp, by the way, is absolutely invaluable. I'm definitely going to be keeping that on Ninetales when I have one. By the way, that is my plan going forward, is to make an effort at getting a Firestone so I can have a Ninetales. Ninetales is just awesome, and I want one. And I've never actually used one, so totally going to be on my list of things to try to get on my team. It can learn all manner of different moves, has great special defense, great special attack, great speed. Just an all-around good Pokemon, so looking forward to that. That being said, there are a couple of methods by which I could potentially get a Firestone. Regrettably, you cannot just go out and buy one like you can in the original Red and Blue. But there are a couple of methods by which I can get one. The first being, I can try to get lucky and hope that that schoolboy Alan that I met on Route 36 will call me and say he has one for me. The odds of that happening are not great, but it is possible. Alternatively, I can visit the Pokathlon Dome that has now recently opened up right off the National Park and participate in some random mini-games and then wait until I think Tuesday is when I can buy it in the shop there for points. But it's a lot of points, and if I'm being totally honest, I never really spent any time doing that in this game, like even playing it on the handheld. I just thought it was kind of pointless and a waste of my time, so I never really did it. But if push comes to shove and I really need a Firestone, I will have to go that route and try to get one. I'll probably do the grinding for points off screen because I don't want to sit here and have you guys watch me do that for 4 episodes. But that being said, if it comes to the point where I absolutely need to have one, then I will definitely do that. Vulpix, that being said though, when it evolves, stops learning moves, just like a lot of stone-based evolution Pokemon. Not all of them, but a fair number of them. So I'm going to wait until Vulpix is leveled up to the point where it knows some better moves, and then I'll evolve it. It might be a little while, so settle in and be ready to stick around with Vulpix for a while, which I'm okay with, because Vulpix is awesome and adorable. So that being said, it's going to be a little while. I definitely want to have a really good fire move. I think it learns Flamethrower at some point in the not-too-distant future, like, and I want to say somewhere in the 30s or something, but that's a little while, but I also know for a fact I think it learns a Psychic-type move, too, and that would be nice. I don't know for a fact. I think you can definitely teach it Psychic-type moves, although I don't think you get any good Psychic-type TMs for quite some time. And here we have a Fire Breather. We know the true power of fire better than anyone. Will you teach me the true power of fire to my Vulpix? That would be fantastic. Fire Breather Ned. Interesting. He's got coughings, folks. Well, we'll start off with the whole Will-O-Wisping situation here, because why the heck not? I'm hoping he's not one of those guys that makes all of his coughings blow up, because that would be incredibly irritating. I think there's a scientist in the Team Rocket hideout later that just has a bunch of Magnemites and coughings and Voltorbs, and they just all blow up in your face. It's obscenely obnoxious. Okay, I'm already poisoned. That's awesome. Thankfully, I packed some antidote. Definitely don't want to be poisoned for very long, because that's going to whittle me down to the point where I can't deal with it. Although he's probably just going to do it again. What the heck is Assurance? I know what that move is. I always forget what the heck it does. I think it's like if you go second, it always hits or something. It's like a dark-type move, I want to say. It might just be normal. Who knows? I'll have to look that up later. I don't really care all that much right now. But at any rate, Burnination and Confusion. Great combo, I think. Although because Coughing's defense is so high, it doesn't take a lot of damage from that. Let's Tail Whip it one time here and see how that goes. I apologize for these battles taking longer than they should, simply because I don't have, as I mentioned, a great team composition right now. I'm still considering how I'm going to deal with that situation, and I haven't really put a great deal of thought into it, but I know Spearow is probably going to go the way of the Dodo, unfortunately. We'll just have Aerial Ace on our Heracross to deal with for flying-type moves. That being said, I will not have anybody capable of learning Fly, I don't think, which is going to be very valuable for transportation later on, as you all know. There's a decent chunk of XP there. More coughings, my favorite. Well, in that case, let's get things started off right with some confuseration. Confuseration, is that what I just said? I'm surprised these fire breathers don't have fire-type Pokemon. In fact, I think you can catch Magmar in this burned tower in the basement. So you'd think that's what he would be here doing, is trying to catch a Magmar if he doesn't already have one. Magmar, by the way, is great. I like using Magmar a lot for old-school Golden Silver playthroughs because not only is it a great typing, because fire is my favorite typing, but it also learns not only fire, but it can learn Thunder Punch, and it can also learn like Submission, like fighting-type moves. And it has halfway decent attack as well as special, so it's a halfway decent mixed attacker. Very valuable for the Elite Four, at any rate. So, let's see here. I'm occurring to me that I haven't really put a lot of effort into training most of my other team members at the moment. Ekans definitely needs to become an Arbok, because that will just make my life so much easier. And I think once we get to the point where we can use the move relearner, we can actually teach Arbok all the elemental fangs. And that would be fantastic. Being able to teach it, like, you know, Ice Fang and Thunder Fang, that would be brilliant. No doubt very valuable for the Elite Four. Another decent chunk of XP. Oh, a Growlithe, you say? Well, that thing's immune to Burninating. The nice thing is, he can't Burninate me either. Let's see if we can just make him punch himself a couple times. I don't see why that would be a bad thing. Yeah, you're confused. But you get a Leer off anyway. I gotta be careful because I don't think Vulpix is terribly great physical defensive side here. Let's just hope that he hits himself a couple times. Yep, still confused. Please kick yourself. Nope. Odor Sleuth. Interesting choice. It identified me. What that does, by the way, it's very similar to Foresight that you saw like Hoot Hoot and things use. It's a little different in that it also removes any evade or accuracy drop effect. So if you Sand Attack a Growlithe a bunch of times and it Odor Sleuths you, then you've basically wasted all your Sand Attacks. It negates all those debuffs, basically. But it also allows physical... Jeez, he's going to murder me as soon as he pulls out a physical move. I just have to hope that he stays confused. I could, you know, switch out. That would probably be the smart thing to do. In fact, yeah, why don't I do that in case the time comes around where he just punches me in the face. And actually, I'll be able to intimidate him here, too. That'll be nice. Although I'm dropping his own defense, so if he does pull off a confusion, then it's not going to make a difference. He continues to Leer. That's really bizarre that he's doing that. I mean, I'm not going to complain too much, but... Hey, Quick Claw. I go first. Should do a decent chunk to him. Oh, yeah, look at that. And he flinched. Perfect. Let's just finish him off with some poison here. Another Quick Claw, just for the heck of it. Be poisonified, even though you're actually going to be just down. Alright, that's going to be 165, not bad. Fire Breather Ned. Okie doke. Who else is in here? There's an item here on the floor. Let's see what that is. Now, I do believe if I go on the upper plank here, there's a hidden item at the end of the road. Yep, an ether. So, there's a really confusing situation with ethers. Those of you who have played Pokemon games for more than 5 minutes are aware of what ethers do and just how difficult they are to get. The idea being that ethers will restore your power points, at like kind of like a potion almost. But the really weird thing about ethers, apart from the fact that you can't buy them, that they're only available from like hidden items and stuff, is that the more, I guess, the lower tier of ethers and elixirs that you get, the more effective they are. But, or actually the less effective they are. Like, I think a single ether will restore 10 power points to a single move. And then, like, a max ether restores all power points to a single move. And then elixir gives you, like, 10 to everything. And then a max elixir gives you full power points on every move. I think that's how it works. At any rate, the confusing thing about that is when you upgrade your Pokemon to, like, better quality moves, so, like, you know, Fire Blast over Ember, or even just Flamethrower over Ember, and that thing has Dragon Rage. Okay, it has to die immediately. That's awesome. I can't bring out Ekans and Spearow will die in a single hit. Why does this thing know Dragon Rage? Whatever, I'm just going to punch it. I don't want to have to deal with this nonsensicalness, so enjoy your Brick Break, pal. But the confusing thing about those Ethers is that as you get better moves, they have fewer power points. So you don't need the, you know, full power restoring Ethers and Elixirs like that. You can get away with just using the weaker ones. But they don't give you the good stuff until later in the game. So it's kind of backwards almost if you think about it, which I guess kind of makes sense in a way, but it is one of those little weird quirks that I always thought was annoying. Alright, I would like to get Vulpix healed up, but that being said, I don't think there's any more trainers in here. On top of that, I don't have what is necessary to do a full exploration of the basement of this place anyway. Do I even have Rock Smash with me? No, I don't. Well, I might need to change that. Who can I teach Rock Smash to? Oh, I don't have it with me because it's a TM. No, it's an HM now. Alright. I'm thinking of Flash. They actually switched around Rock Smash and Flash since the original. Bayleaf could learn it, but I don't want him to, really. Alright, you know what? Why don't we just come back here with someone who can make use of all these HMs? Because then I can explore the basement properly, too. There's not... You need strength to effectively explore the basement, and I haven't really done that, so... I know where to get strength, mind you, but I don't have it right now. Actually, they moved it. It used to be in a completely different place than what it is in this game, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll talk about that when we get there. So yeah, I'm actually not going to go in the basement just yet. But I know some of us thinking, well, you can't fight Morty until you resolve the Legendary Beasts thing. And you're right, but at the same time, I'm not ready for Morty anyway. Morty's prize Pokemon is like a level 25 Gengar. And I am nowhere near ready for that, and he will shred me. So I'm going to do take some time to do some training before we get into that. This is one of the situations. The original Gold and Silver actually was very difficult for you to like grind levels in, especially toward the later parts of the game. Well, toward the later part it wasn't that bad, but like when you're trying to level up your Pokemon to get ready to fight gym leaders, it's difficult because there's not really all that many great places to train. I think the highest level wild Pokemon you find before you defeat all of the gym leaders is like the Ice Path right before Blackthorn City, or maybe just south of Blackthorn City, but the highest level Pokemon you find there are like in their mid-20s. And the highest level Pokemon you fight for the Elite Four is level 50. And it's really hard to, and not to mention wild Pokemon give you fewer experience points than trained ones. Oh, here we go. I forgot about this guy. We got a Super Potion. Cool. Thanks, Mom. Is that all he had for me? Nope, that was it. Speaking of potions, why don't we buy some stuff? We'll sell stuff first. I probably got some things I can get rid of. But yeah, the unfortunate reality is there's not really a lot of good places to go to train, especially for the likes of the final gym leader in Blackthorn City, because she is outright terrifying. And her highest level Pokemon's like a level 40 Kingdra, and that's just like, are you kidding me? Where do you go to train your guys up for that? And the answer is, well, there's not really a lot of great places to go to train up before that. But in this game, in the remake, they changed that. There is an area off of Cyanwood City you can go to now that didn't exist in the original. Whoops, I need to buy stuff still. And there's actually halfway decent level Pokemon there, and they give you like really good experience. Like you can find Tauros there. And Tauros gives you a ton of experience. To the tune of like 600 every time you beat one, and they're wild, right? So that levels up fairly quickly. You can get to a mid-30s pretty easily, grinding off of some Tauros. We don't need any Great Balls, really. I don't think anything's worth us catching those yet. What I really need to do is go to the Fruit Looping vending machines on top of the... what do you call it? Holy crap, my brain just shut off. Department store in Goldenrod City. That would be ideal. Because we can get like water and lemonade and soda pop and stuff from there. In fact, why don't I go do that? Did I heal up already? I don't think I did. Yeah, I guess I did. Okay. So we're going to take a quick jaunt back down to Goldenrod because I need to visit the departmental store. Maybe I'll run into Stantler while I'm here. I think Stantler gives you a decent chunk of experience points, too, if you beat one of those, but they're fairly rare. I think they have like a 10% encounter rate or something like that, so not really all that reliable to hope for to encounter in the wild. So, moving on, we'll just head right back down this way. I guess I didn't really need to go that direction, per se, but... Alright, so this schoolboy Alan, I already got his phone number, right? Yeah, I must have. I don't have anybody with cut in my party anymore, do I? I put Paris away. Yep, I did, so I can't go this way. That's fine, we'll just go through the park. Oh, blue apricorn, sweet. Let me grab that. The unfortunate thing, too, is I could probably go visit Kurt and get some free Pokeballs from him, but I don't want to have to wade all the way through Ilex Forest to go see him again. Kind of a waste of my time. Yes, yes, National Park. It's beautiful. So, sorry about the backtracking, folks, but I want to make sure we get properly equipped. I think there's some TMs we can get while we are in the department store as well, and that would probably help shore up some of my move pool problems. Probably not, like, super great moves, but... do I want to go take a look at this real quick? Maybe I'll show that off next time. Or maybe I won't show it off at all because the Pokathlon Dome, like I mentioned, is kind of boring and I don't like it, so maybe we'll just ignore that for now. I will need to spend some time grinding up points if I don't get that Firestone that I want, but again, I don't think it's not going to be happening anytime soon, evolving this Vulpix. Certainly not, probably not until like the mid-30s or so. Oh yeah, we talked to the guy I delivered that package to. HP up, sweet, I can sell that. So... these are, it's classified as medicine, as you saw there. Put it in the medicine pocket. HP up, protein, carbos, that kind of deal. Those are all classified as Pokemon vitamins. I guess they're real people vitamins too. But anyway, what they do, they don't outwardly look like they do a whole lot if you're not familiar with what they actually do. And that is, they raise stats of your Pokemon, but in an indirect manner. They actually will grant them effort points. Just like free effort points. And the really weird thing is, it's not a lot of effort points. Like, it's only like 10, I think, per vitamin. So at level 10, if you were level 100 and like 1 protein, you get 10 effort points in strength. Or not strength, but attack. When it's like, okay, that's 2.5 points at level 100. What is this again? A drawing? Wasn't paying attention. Okay, cool. Number 3 prize, the Persim Berry. Awesome. I don't even care. Oh, a TM2. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds great. Anyway, here's the vending machines. This is what I wanted. And in fact, I think... no, I'm thinking of the original games. So here's the problem. This thing takes forever. But fresh water is cheaper than super potions. And it still heals you just as much. So I'm going to grab a couple of fresh waters, and by a couple I mean a ton of them. So bear with me a second while I talk about this. But yeah, so the idea behind using all those vitamins is you get 10 effort points when you could just go and fight, like, you know, a couple of wild Pokemon that give you that effort value, and you could save all your money, because they're expensive. Those vitamins are 9,800 per vitamin, which is really, really steep for only giving you 10 effort points. And the funny thing is, the game doesn't even tell you what it does. Because why would the game actually tell you anything directly about effort values? I mean, it's getting to that point where it will do that now. But back in the day, that was not a thing. That was not even a consideration. It's like, we're not telling you about effort values. Those are hidden. The same thing with individual values. But that being said, it's a complete waste of money. If you ever get those vitamins, it's best, in my opinion, to just sell them for cash. They give you almost as much as a freaking nugget, which is 5,000. So seeing here, we're buying all these fresh waters. They restore 50 HP per use, and they're the price of a regular potion. That being said, you're standing here at the vending machine for quite a while buying them all. You can do this in the original red, blue, and yellow, and the original gold and silver too, I think. But that being said, in the later games, I think... it's certainly the case in like X and Y. You can actually buy these vending machine items in bulk from some certain vendors. So you get the effects of having all the really great healing items for cheap without having to stand there in front of a machine and buy them one at a time. Which is just amazing. Oh yeah, there's somebody here to check TMs or whatever the heck it is. Or check Pokemon. It's adorable. You should teach it good moves. Well, isn't that just the best? I don't think anybody on my team is going to have max happiness just yet. Maybe Bayleaf. We'll see. Hey, that's going to be a return, I believe. TM27. Which is, it does damage based on how much your Pokemon likes you. Which, if it's at max happiness, it does max damage. It's not really that great of a move, in my opinion. But anyway, what do we got here? That's going to be Flash. That's Protect. That's like Secret Power, I think. Or maybe even Fling, I don't know. False Swipe. That wouldn't be bad for catching stuff. Light Screen, Reflect. Solar Beam. Close Combat? No, not Close Combat. Focus Blast, I think. Yeah, it's Focus Blast. Focus Miss, as they call it in professional. Thunder, Fire Blast, Blizzard, Hyper Beam, or Giga Impact, one of the two. I wish these moves were worth having right now, but they really aren't, if I'm being totally honest with you guys. Let's go ahead and sell that HP up, because I definitely don't need that. Yeah, look at all the money we get for that, and it's just hot garbage. The other thing, too, by the way, if you're bothering to try to use those vitamins to raise effort values instead of just training and grinding out wild Pokemon, there is a limit to the number of vitamins you can use. I think it's once you get 100 effort points, you can't use vitamins anymore. So you get to use 10 of them in one stat, and then you can't have any more of them. And as I mentioned before, a long time ago, the cap on effort values, period, is 510. So if you were going to do that, you could spread around 105 of the 6 stats, which I don't know why you'd want to do. But anyway, we'll talk more about mechanics and stuff like that some other time probably. But other than that, we're done here. There's one other thing I need to do now that we've met Bill, but we'll do that next time. So stick around for the next episode to see what that is. I really do appreciate y'all watching up to this point, and I'll see you next time. So until then, this has been Seraphin. Stay classy, internets.